Hello gamers and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the fascinating history of Konami's classic arcade game Pandora's Palace. This game might not be as widely known as some of Konami's other hits, but it has a unique charm and is an interesting game. So let's jump right into it. Pandora's Palace was released by Konami in 1984. The game was part of the wave of arcade games that defined the early 80s, a period often referred to as the golden age of arcade games. During this time, the arcades were buzzing with titles like Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, and Galaga. Konami, already with an established name with hits like Frogger and Scramble, introduced Pandora's Palace as part of their growing arcade game portfolio. The concept of Pandora's Palace is rooted in Greek mythology. After the Pandora's box is opened and the monsters are released, a Roman emperor has the mission of putting things back into order. Pandora's Palace is a platformer game in which the player takes the role of a Roman emperor and must make his way from the top left corner of the screen to the exit, usually located at the bottom right corner, usually a Pandora's box. In order to do this, he has to use columns and moving platforms. The task won't be easy, however, because many monsters such as skulls and other monsters will prevent him from doing so. These enemies won't kill the Emperor directly on contact, but they will instead push him towards fires or over the edge of platforms. If this happens, this will result in a loss of life. However, the player can collect wine grape items for points and for power-ups. Collecting them will transform the Emperor temporarily, switching from a tunic and laurel guy to a fully fledged Roman warrior with armor and helmet. In this mode, the Emperor can destroy enemies by jumping on their heads and gains additional bonus points. Gameplay mechanics are quite straightforward. You control hero who must climb ladders, jump gaps, and avoid and defeat enemies. The game is structured in such a way that each level presents a different layout with new challenges, keeping the players engaged and on their toes. Although a competent and interesting 1983 platformer, Pandora's Palace is one of Konami's most overlooked games. Never ported, never anthologized or referenced in later games. Never discussed much except by coin-op enthusiasts. Like other games including Burger Time or Mr. Deuce Castle, Pandora's Palace is best compared to Donkey Kong in gameplay terms. It has a familiar structure, 4 static screen levels increasing in difficulty, with platforms and moving enemies, a cartoonish uniformed hero who jumps and climbs towards a goal before a timer runs out. Simple animated cutscenes fill out the story, introducing the game and concluding each stage. A bunch of grapes, which are power-ups, temporarily lets you destroy enemies by jumping on them. Following even older conventions, points flash up in white letters and the player has 3 lives with the opportunity to earn more. Yet Pandora's Palace has somewhat unique gameplay. You can travel downward, not upward. Enemies cannot kill you directly, but knock you backwards off platforms. Falling too far in this game is fatal, or falling into flames. Platforms dangle, slide, flip, and cycle in mischievous ways. The goal is alternately to find a doorway or Pandora's box itself, followed by a bonus points-grabbing challenging stage. In this race, the object is to clear the screen of enemies. You'll stay powered up and won't die. The timer is a squawking bird approaching the sun, and a humorous touch times up when it hits the sun, shattering it. There are also secrets, and each stage passing certain spots triggers a high-value item. One of the standout features of Pandora's Palace is its level design. Each level is intricately designed with a mix of platforms, ladders, and enemies that require precise timing and strategy to overcome. Enemies inspired by mythical creatures add a unique flavor to this game. The arcade cabinet itself, something I've never seen out in the wild, featured colorful artwork to draw players in, and the controls were very basic of its time. A single joystick and a jump button, usually on the left and the right side for left or right-handed players. Unlike most Konami arcade games, this game was only released in America. America only. Interlogic published the game. They also published Megazone and Rock and Rope. and it was only released in US arcades, which is unusual for Konami. This game was a conversion kit sold by Interlogic, named on the title screen, who was an Illinois-based distributor which had already marketed 2 other Konami kits in 1983. In December 1984, Konami bought Interlogic from its founder, CEO Ben Harrell, making it with their American arm. Then why was the game neither marketed in Japan nor even acknowledged again? So here's an arcade game that was... Here's a Konami arcade game that's released in America and never sees a Japanese release. Although a competent and interesting 1983 platformer, Pandora's Palace is one of Konami's most overlooked games. It's never been ported, never been anthologized or referenced in later games, never discussed much other than by coin-op enthusiasts. The obscurity of this game might partially be because of the 1983 industry crash, which began in the console market but also affected arcades, and added further pressure. Whatever happened, Konami presumably judged the game unsatisfactory and withheld it from the domestic market. Perhaps its Greco-Roman theme was expected to sell better to Americans, or Konami had a contract to honor with Interlogic. Whatever happened, nobody has yet admitted to working on Pandora's Palace. So it's kind of a mystery who actually developed this game. And it is an oddity that a Konami game was made that was never released in Japanese arcades. Pandora's Palace, which was an exclusive to North American coin-op gamers, disappeared without a trace. Japanese developers kept reimagining ancient worlds throughout the 1980s, but usually in vertical shooters. There is a possibility that this game was also an influence for Ghosts and Goblins, which was made by Konami in 1985. When King Arthur loses his armor, he's left in his underwear. Perhaps that idea was carried forward for Pandora's Palace, whose hero wears either a toga or armor. While Pandora's Palace may not have reached the iconic status of some other arcade classics, it remains a beloved game for many retro gaming enthusiasts. Its legacy is a testament to the creativity and innovation of Konami during the early 1980s. Today, Pandora's Palace lives on in the memories of those who played it and in the retro arcade community. It's a reminder of a time when game developers took bold creative risks and brought diverse themes to the arcade floor. And that's a wrap on our history of Pandora's Palace. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more gaming history content. Let us know in the comments your memories of playing Pandora's Palace or your other favorite arcade games. This has been Papa Brad reminding you to always stay legit. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on our journey through the world of classic arcade games.